Hey, it's Wednesday morning and we have a new ingredient. Good morning, everyone. So, meal number one. I know that you will all be very surprised that I've got my coffee. And my cheeses, my glowing white globes of mozzarella. Well, burrata. But today's new ingredient is the whey protein isolate, which I had mentioned, and that's just butter on there. It's a waffle. It's the whey protein isolate and allulose, egg, whey, and butter mixed into the batter, and then it fries up in the little mini dash waffle maker. I have 4 of them. So I know that they look really dark. They're not burnt. That's because the allulose browns a lot, and when it's the butter and egg, which also brown, mixed with the protein isolate, which also browns, they come out really dark waffles. So, but they're super soft. Let me tear it for you. Yeah. So, and the inside is nice and fluffy. Well, let me see if I can't get that. Maybe if I tuck it back. Well, it is what it is. There you go. There's the light and fluffy texture from the inside. So, good eats this morning. I'm looking forward to it. I gotta get my napkin. It's on my lap. I got butter on my finger. So, I'm looking forward to this morning. Cross your fingers, whey protein isolate, but I'm not too worried about that one. Like I said, the shrimp got me really early on, and it's still eating at me because I love it so much. So I'm being like a grumpy bear about it. But honestly, who doesn't love waffles? I love waffles. I know that there are people who say, "Oh, don't have substitutes," but literally, there's nothing that special in them that make them like a food that's crazy. So I don't worry about it. It's food for me, and if you don't like eating waffles, then don't eat waffles. It's an easy choice. Uh, all our journeys are not the same, and I think I'm gonna go eat my breakfast. I have an awesome game to share with you guys today, and also now that it's finally halfway through the week, hooray! Invisible confetti. Uh, I am super looking forward to this weekend because we're going to Indy for the keto meetup, and I'm just like over the moon. I am ready to get out of here. Like, we had a 4-day weekend, but honestly, I still feel like I want more time off, and my work is super intense. We've got like all this documents to read, and they're very intensely detailed, so you get really mentally tired. And I'm now about 6.5 weeks to OhioCon, which means all my deadlines are looming. I mean, I'm in good shape. I've got a lot of things going on there, but it's all those last minute things like, hey, let me make this, let me get this, let me make sure that I've ordered this other item. Let me make sure that I've checked off this task, this task, this task, um, and it's just like, ah, I still got to make sure that I finish polishing off my schedule for people so I can communicate to them. I want to make sure that if I need to do training, I get that slated so we can do that. It's a lot, guys, but I'm so excited. It's going to be so awesome. And if you travel and like animation or gaming or Japanese culture, it's a great convention, and you should probably go and buy a ticket and set up a hotel. The primary hotels are already sold out, but there's like 9 million hotels in the area that aren't part of the block, so you can get rooms, and they're not that expensive. And they are really nice. And basically, it's like instead of attached to the convention center, you have to walk across the street or a skywalk. So, nothing too big of a deal. But it's actually really quite, it's an awesome convention. And sometimes people think anime, so they think it's only anime, but because there's so much going on, uh, there's always something. There's a room for makers, which, so if you do like, if you like 3D printing or things like that, there's a animation library, there's a kids program, they've got all kinds of dance stuff. It's really super cool. So I actually, because I used to feel like that too, where I would be like, oh, come on, anime con. And I like to watch anime, but I was like, eh. And then I went and had like the most amazing time, and I was like, wow, this convention is great. And so now I'm on the staff. So yeah, that's how much I liked it. So it's worth working. It's worth looking up and checking it out if you're interested. I'll drop the link to it down in the comments section once I get this posted, just in case. And of course, if you're there, you'll stop by the board game room and say like, Psst, "Hey, you got something keto?" And I will get you. But also, you should play fabulous games, which is always my mantra. By the way, they also have a big arcade with all kinds of really cool games. Big tabletop library. That's mine. And half of the conventions, they've also got a big PC gaming room and gaming consoles. They've also got like this indie gaming place, which is highlights small publishers, and that's super amazing and cool. So like I said, plus they've got like 9 million panels. It's probably not 9 million, but there's a lot, and they are often pretty awesome as well. So, and of course, shopping, lots and lots of shopping. Who goes to a convention and doesn't want to do some shopping? That's me all the time. I love shopping at conventions. How about you? Leave in the comment what kind of things you like to do. What conventions do you go to? If you go to any, or if you've never been to one, share with me and let me know what you think. So I'll talk to you later. Bye bye. Hey everyone, so here we are, meal two, and it is this steak. It is a big giant New York strip, and let me tell you, I had a meeting that ran way later than expected, and I am hungry. I was thinking that I had time in between, and I did not, and man, I know I don't need like two of these, but I feel ravenous. So I'm gonna go eat this, and then we can talk about game of the day. Hey everyone. Alright, now that I finished eating and I feel much better, boy, I tried to do that recording of my steak and I was like ravenous and I was like, I don't even want to record it. I just want to eat. But, so, game of the day is Energy Empire. This is actually the second game in the series of the Manhattan Project games. But I feel it's the better of the games. It's really good. However, this is definitely a very lofty game, so we won't be able to go through all of the parts here. Uh, I'll definitely find you a tutorial and post that in the description somewhere. It's by a company called Minion Games. They do make a lot of really cool games. The designers, Luke Laurie and Tom Jolly, do quite a good job on pretty much all of the games they design. So in Manhattan Project, this is what's known as a resource management game. By the same token, it's also a worker placement game. I know if you're not a gamer, those things don't mean a whole lot to you, but resource management means that you are collecting items to put them together to come up with a final solution. In this case, you're working on creating energies. So your utilities, you see, it's talking about your oil, your coal, and all your electrical items, etc. And set that down. You have your player board, which is just for you to manage all your resources. There we go. So you see that you're going to have dice, and you're going to have places over here, and then your resources are going to pool up over here. As you gather them throughout the course of the game, important that as you produce energy or utility, also remember you can't be a dirty birdie and create too much pollution, or you will reduce your monies and all of that kind of stuff. So there's going to be a lot going on. And like when I showed you Santa's workshop and I told you There were going to be limited actions you can take, so you have to plan ahead because everybody's going to be competing for actions, so you need to strategize to get all of your resources together. Same kind of thing. And if you look at the game board, you can see, there are things you can do. Here you've got science, education, cleanup. So if you're creating pollution, you're going to have to clean up, but you might wind up having to do other things along the way if too many people are on the cleanup action. You have mining, oil drilling, chemistry, so lots of different things you can do. And all of the different phases will walk you through it, and your scoring happens all around the edge of the board. So this is not a game for the light family night. This is the game that you play with your fellow nerds who love hard thinking. It's got a lot of rules, so it's not a small rule book. Uh, lofty, and lots of words, but it's pictures through it, and it's just, if you like to be a good thinking game where everybody has to really concentrate and pay attention, which I love. I think it's fantastic. I love going through all the scenarios. I love trying to figure out how I'm going to accomplish my goals, the whole 9 yards. Uh, it's really great. The design was well done. There aren't a lot of things where you find where they've made mistakes to break the game or anything like that. You'll always have something to do. No one is going to get left behind in the dust. Uh, Very smooth, even though it's so complex. So that's why I chose Energy Empire for the game of the day. And upside down. Yeah. So it's a great game, and I highly recommend it. It does cost a little more than some others. So, and you're not going to find it at like Target. You will have to order it online, all that kind of stuff. So I hope that you have a great day and that you enjoy this game. Might have a little more to add on in a few minutes. I'm not sure. It's been kind of a heavy day. Uh, Lots and lots of work. Boy, I'm in a critical phase, so that's why it's been so intense. But I will actually. I'm just going to go ahead and put this all together and ship it out to you. Uh, Let me know what you're thinking about. What your weekend plans are, because now we're at the halfway point, so we can really start thinking about it, right? Why don't you share down in the comments? Let me know what's going on, and share what you had today and what kind of food plan you're following. Tomorrow we'll talk about a little bit about exercise as I start to be able to reintroduce a little bit of that because my ankle is doing so much better. All right, see ya. Bye bye.